team room. It's regarding the Magento patch. Since you just sent an email out, looks like we've already done one for a customer.
Yeah, that was the one that Paul did
Yeah,
on the
and
ninth. That was on the ninth, though.
yeah, so the customers asked us to go ahead and run that again on their production sites. I don't know.
Yeah, now we're gonna kick that over.
Okay,
We're
we're
gonna
gonna kick
kick.
that one over. Just
Yeah,
one.
I'm gonna kick that over.
All right. That being said, it's Friday, so Jesse's out, so I'm gonna be doing sweeps, which is why I'm jumping on that right off the top. Um, I've been churning through the QAs. I don't know if you've noticed the queue, Eddie.
Yeah, I've been noticing.
I'm breaking it up into like 5 minute chunks here and there, which seems to be working. I feel like they're less productive and it takes a little bit longer, but I'm able to get larger groups at a time without it getting overwhelming. So I don't know if it's a trade off or not yet. Um, so most of my pile is QAs, other than a follow up on a cert issue for Touchstone, which I was pretty damn sure was a code issue, but Paul thinks he found a cert issue. So I've got to go through and see if that was an actual issue. I've got to follow up with Attack. Um, they were complaining about a JavaScript thing not running in one of their WordPress sites, and it's because they had incorrect permissions set. And now that I fixed all the permissions, they're not talking to me. Um, so, I mean, this site was also running plugins that were
How long
known.
has it been? How long has it been since they haven't reached out to you?
It's only about a day.
Oh, that's fine then.
But this was also a case where I know that they had. I know the reason it's probably not working is because they're running sites that haven't been. They're running plugins that haven't been updated in some cases as far as 5 years that are known to have not been compatible with versions of WordPress prior to the one they updated to. So I'm thinking they skipped a few steps, um, because the thing that they're complaining not working was introduced over a year ago. Um, so. Uh, I mean, there's really not much I can do at that point other than to tell them to talk to their devs if it's a JavaScript. But I'm guiding them along the lines, and I've told them, listen, these are plugins I know are not going to work on your site. Here are the reasons why it's not going to work. And according to the Magento, or not Magento, the WordPress Codex, this is the actual troubleshooting process you need to go through for your problem. So I just want confirmation if they're running through that or if they're still having problems. That's it for me.
My turn. So, like every day, Zarpo, US Gold. I got some tickets for APLS that I just have to get done. Like today, no questions asked. They have to get done. I had this TMG servers one. About their something about an upgrade of 1.14 or something. Maybe that's what they were doing on dev and staging. So that might tie in with that other ticket you guys were working on yesterday about patching and what's not working. Let's see what else here. New you, I'm gonna force close this ticket. And I keep asking their new devs like if this work is done, and they keep not responding to me. So I'm gonna close that one and these Sergeant Grit ones. I'm gonna close because they're having to do with load spikes and not with server config or anything like that. Hopefully we have a nice day that's good and working. I thought my Magento lab testing yesterday was working great. And then I found out that the LB was not set to SNAT like our new systems are. It was set to the regular old way that we used to do. So that made all my testing useless. So JPM is supposed to help me this morning on getting the SNAT stuff set up and all the default gateways reassigned on the two web nodes. So that way SNAT works. And I can actually test this the way it's supposed to be set up. Yay! Next.
Hey, what's going on with Bulletproof, Mitchell?
Uh, they were having some issues this morning. I got them, I believe, to be fixed now. Their site's up and running. I'm just kind of monitoring it for a little bit before I mark it as resolved. Well,
Oh, okay, because I didn't see an update. Just wondering.
I'm sorry. Is that a SEP 5?
Yeah, it's a P5, dude.
Shouldn't be a P5.
And also, too, the one thing, this is a golden opportunity. Like, guys, we need to remember to fill in the machines
I've been
data.
doing that.
Okay, because this one doesn't have it either. This ticket.
What do we do on the clusters, though?
Remember, I told you that that's on the way.
Okay, so just what? Pick one of the nodes then?
Yeah,
For the
pick one
time
of the
being?
nodes that you worked on for now. I mean, that's just it is what it is for now. But that's something that we're going to eventually get to. So
Okay. Uh, Finishing up Bulletproof, of course. Got a couple other QAs I want to try to get out today. Got a couple over the last few days out, so we're going to try to continue that. Um, Follow up with customers and hope that nothing breaks today. Hey, Eddie, here's that ticket number.
pass it
Uh,
on. Pass. Hold on. Hold on.
224895.
Hold on, player. I thought you were gonna paste it to me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
224895.
Yeah. And what happened on this is whenever we migrated them from their old www1 to the new one, the server performance was not where he needed it, so he decided to keep O1 and add load
Oh
balanced at that time. So this was done after the fact and after the migration,
no, but here's what kills
and
me.
nobody came back to us to say, "Hey, this has changed. Can you
Here's what kills
re-QA
me.
it?"
I asked about this yesterday, and everyone is clueless. And I'm looking at this trail, and everybody's on it. Oh God.
Hey, you didn't ask me.
I know. What the? Oh God. Sometimes I feel like I just need a big megaphone. I'm not.
And well, and that, and also that this ticket doesn't show up in a normal search. I knew it was one that I had touched a long time ago.
Oh my God! It's a P5 in sales. It's open. Scott James.
Well, what gets me is I used to have this ticket flagged as a favorite. It's actually still flagged as a favorite, but it's not showing up on my dashboard.
Oh, good Lord. All right. All right. Now. All right. Cool. 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 I'm just doing my part. I'm
So
just.
there you go. There's the history on that. Why NFS is not set up and everything else. It's definitely not anything we did.
Thank you so much. A
You're
little bit of
welcome.
sanity. Let me take a sip of my coffee with my pinky up.
It's
All
the
right.
noble thing to do.
It is. I'm just here
You,
living this
you, you
life.
could abide by Magna Carta now.
All right. I don't know what the fuck you guys were talking about before. All right. Keep it moving. What else you got?
That's all I got.
Okay. Cool.
Morning, y'all. Besides having internet issues this morning, I have to work on speaking to James from networking, as I believe he was supposed to do the switch for, was it SOG or Sergeant Grit, SSL termination at the load balancer, but I don't see any update on the tickets. I don't know if he forgot or whatnot, so I got to follow up with him. I also got to follow up with mixerdirect.com, as their PCI scan keeps hounding the server and the server can't handle it or something like that. Or I don't know. Last time I checked, they disabled cache on the server, and then they had PCI scan run, which completely destroyed the load times for their site, so it pretty much locked up all Apache connections for Magento 11. So we temporarily disabled it. It looks like Paul had to do it again a few nights ago, and now I got to update them, see what's going on specifically with that. I also picked up a what is that? A temp partition expansion ticket for Slide Trunk and their Devo 2 server. It looks like they've reached their, I think it's a 4 gigabyte or 5 gigabyte temp size limit, and they want to know if they could expand it. So I'm probably going to have to somehow draw it from another partition. But yeah, other than that, it's following up with any other tickets I have.
All right. Hey, real quick, Mitchell, what's going on with Andrew Christian?
I need to work on them a little bit more today to monitor. Did a couple changes a couple days ago, and I'm just wanting to see what the effect of those have been in their graphs over the last couple days compared to last week.
Okay.
It's the same.
It looks like he's asking you questions too, buddy.
I didn't see that he had updated the ticket.
Yeah, so I need you to prioritize that, please.
Okay. I can do that right after Bulletproof.
All right, very good. JD?
Okay, good morning. Just got a few things lined up here. Macmillan wants to do a migration for one of their WordPress sites to a VM environment that's a little bit different. I think it should work fine because WordPress should be able to handle it. The workinprogress.com, as soon as we get their domain name straightened out, which domain exactly they're referring to, we'll be able to get that going. Southern California Solar, they came in with a request to run. They wanted to run their site on PHP 4, and so I figured that's probably not going to happen.
What did you say?
Exactly. Yeah.
Who's this?
So
this is
Southern California Solar. They're basically just upgraded their service with us, and so I told them, that came out in year 2000, and I just kind of outlined for them the history of all that, and if you want it to be 16 years out of date, then that's it's not something we can really support because it's insecure. So basically, we're just waiting to hear back from them on that. And then let's see. Just finishing up vhost creation for Suregrip footwear, and looks like that's pretty much done. And then as soon as KEH gets back to me, we'll be starting to create their new secure domains for their blog. And Billy Land, to be able to close that out, he had that Perl script that was stopping too soon. I haven't heard back from him. I think that's probably a good sign, so be able to close that out. And that's it. Pick up anything new that comes in.
All right. Okay, so I am going to try to keep this Rainier Arms thing going. Also, again, friendly reminder, guys, please remember to fill in the machines section. It's going to become mandatory really soon, but like I said, I didn't want it to go mandatory and then everybody say, what is this? Without having no familiarity with it altogether. So that's why it's going to be a soft launch for now, and then eventually it's going to be officially mandatory within the next coming weeks, I suppose. So please fill in that data. We need that data for now. On top of that, I have just one meeting scheduled today. All right, excellent, excellent. Okay, guys, so I'm going to try to get some stuff done today, too. What's up?
Are the L1s aware of that machine thing?
I need to talk to Oscar about it. Things are completely... I had my CEO tracker meeting on Wednesday, and it was all about Oscar and his new hires and his policy. Okay. There was nothing that was mentioned. I need to talk to Oscar. Oscar and I are just horrendously out of sync right now, so...
I think
it's a priority.
More that we need to make sure that the L1s are aware, and that should be part of the triage process.
I don't disagree with that at all, sir.
Okay.
And if anything, by mentioning it to you guys, it should be a fail-safe for now, because eventually it's going to be on us anyway. Because before we can resolve, that's when something is required. You can't resolve anything unless it's filled in. So.
Well, the reason I was bringing it up is that should be something that we should try to at least when you talk with Oscar, trying to make sure that's a habit. Any escalation period, even if it's not a ticket, machine goes in there as well.
Oh, for sure. And that's why what we're going to be doing, another feature that they're going to be adding here pretty quick, is that you're going to be able to, people are going to be able to generate tickets by going to machine pages. So if you click on a machine page, there's going to be, pretty soon, there's going to be a button that says generate ticket. And it's going to basically pull that machine page information and populate all that stuff in there. So that's the direction we're headed right now. And that's on the way. So a lot of this talk from the past 2 years about RT being locked because, you know, we're going to be moving to another solution, it's like we're starting to add new features here and there, like, you know, for example, that new field in there, and then there was more mention of like how that's going to tie into control with user groups and stuff like that. So we're looking to gather more data, not that isn't only based on requester email address or company name. It's going to need to be straight from machine pages or machine groups. So that's the whole point, guys. We want to gather some stats there. So yeah, I agree, Don. I'll talk to him, but in the meantime, please, best effort, everybody. It would really help. Also, too, guys, we're starting to update there was an update yesterday to the doc that I mentioned. You know, guys, like this is gonna be like I'm already scoring tickets, so expect for me to start reaching out to you guys. Like, this is the criteria that you guys are going to be scored against. It's yes, no for each one of these. So become very familiar with it, because we're going to have an official meeting about it here pretty soon. I'd say next week. We're going to have a meeting just over these questions. And then eventually what I'm going to do is probably just create a video on this and then push it out to the whole company. But this is what you're being scored against right now. Some of you guys are scoring very well right now. Very happy. Some of you guys are scoring very poorly. So you need to know these questions here, because like I had mentioned, you know, this is going to be a big deal pretty quick. So all right, guys, I got some crap to do before my next meeting, and I think we're good for now. Thank you.
Have fun.
Okay, see you guys.
Late.